If you are sick and tired of your components falling out of your board game boxes and onto the floor every single time that you open a box where the pieces that aren't subsequently stepped on and ruined are inevitably eaten by roving packs of feral armadillos, then you are in luck. Because this episode, we continue our look at the various board game inserts that are available with a review of several designs manufactured by the Broken Token. And if you're not sick and tired of all that stuff I just mentioned, then here's some opening credits to distract you.
Saving your game from the mundane, the component proponent, yeah.
During my research into the Broken Token's inserts, I evaluated 3 different ones for the games Caverna, Among the Stars, and Suburbia. I tested them against the main objectives that I look for in an insert. Do all the game's components fit? Would the game's current and potential future expansions also fit into it? How easy is it to fit everything back into the box? Does the insert help facilitate game setup and cleanup? And are the pieces easy to locate and access during gameplay? It's an excellent list, I know. The first thing I noticed is that the Broken Token's inserts are made of 1/8 inch thick Baltic birch wood, which, while being almost difficult to say, is strong and lightweight, which actually created my first concern: the weight. The 3 inserts that I'm working with here averaged 1.25 pounds, which isn't much on its own, but if you're packing a dozen games to a local event, that's an additional 13 pounds to carry. Now, whether or not this amount of extra weight is enough to be a hindrance, that's up to you. Another important consideration is that the Broken Token inserts arrive unassembled, and while they do provide you with excellent assembly instructions right in the pack, and the inserts usually just snap together, I found that about a third of the time I had to enlist the help of wood glue and assemble the inserts in stages. Now, however, I'm about as mechanically adept as a bag full of wet hammers, so your ratio of satisfaction to frustration during the assembly process may vary. Assembly wasn't difficult, but it was time-consuming. But once they're assembled, they're sturdy and include movable dividers, which allow you to customize the compartments for components. And speaking of components, now that we have a place to put them, just how easy is it to get all of a game's bits and pieces back into and out of the insert? Well, let's put this to the test with a game that packs enough components to choke a bag full of wet hammers: Caverna. I also tested Broken Token inserts for the games Among the Stars and Suburbia, and in each case, all of the game's components fit, with room left over for the current and possibly future expansions. And additionally, the inserts did improve the setup time for each game, and they facilitated the access to the various components during gameplay. And then, when it came time to pack it all up and put it away, everything did fit back into the box really well, so I wasn't left with this overstuffed container that I had to try and wedge back into my gaming shelf. No, it fit in just really, really nice. I've gone off script now, so I don't know what to say next. So after using the Broken Token's wooden inserts with several different games, I would certainly recommend them to anyone who's looking for a solid, sturdy insert. And plus, they look pretty snazzy to boot. And while it's not a detriment to the inserts, I do think it's important to make note that their assembly is a little more advanced than some of the other inserts that I've seen. So be aware of the potential extra time and tools required for their assembly. The Broken Tokens line of products range in price from about $5 to over $100, depending on how elaborate and specialized of a storage solution you're looking for. So, that's what I think. I would love to know what you think too. Have you used the Broken Tokens board game inserts? If so, for which games? And what has your experience been? Let me know in the comments below. And while you're here, be sure to subscribe to the Dice Tower and Pair of Dice Paradise YouTube channels, where you'll find more board game news, reviews, and commentary. And for even more board game content and conversation, be sure to follow us on Facebook and Twitter as well. Until next time, I've been Chaz Marler from Pair of Dice Paradise, your Component Proponent.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at Dicetowernetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.
Plus, they look pretty snazzy to boot. They look pretty snazzy to boot.